What's up, everybody? It's Abby here, and I wanted to give you all my top 5 reasons why I won't be going home this summer. Now, it's pretty obvious that one of the main reasons I'm not going home this summer is because of all this COVID business. It's been taking the world by storm since pretty much the beginning of the year, and it has played a dramatic part in my decision not to even try to go home this summer. So reason number 1 is because of quarantine. It's not super clear on either end of the spectrum what that entails. As far as I understand, in the United States, it's not required to quarantine for that 14 days. But in the UAE, where I reside and work, I believe that the 14-day quarantine period is still being enforced. So when I go home, I would want to quarantine from my family because my mother has a pre-existing condition, my sister has young children, and I feel like it would just be a common courtesy to make sure I'm free and clear from transition, right? Now that's 2 weeks on that end, okay? And then coming back, it's more than likely that I will have to quarantine for an additional 2 weeks, meaning I would have to fly back 2 weeks earlier from when I would have planned if this was a normal school year. So I have another 2 weeks on the back end on top of coming back early. So let's think about this. You get about 6 weeks for summer vacation. I have a month of quarantine if I were to do it the way I would want to, meaning that my summer break would essentially be 2 weeks. I don't like those numbers. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't either. To go home and have to sit in a house or a hotel or a room for 2 weeks, spend possibly 2 weeks with the loved ones that you have, and bearing in mind that you probably won't be getting out as much anyway with everything that's going on, having to leave that place to get back to your location for an additional 2 weeks of solitude before you go back to work. So that just doesn't, the math doesn't add up. I mentioned reason number 2 a little bit in the last one, but that is that I wouldn't roam around. Typically when I return to the US, I'm all up and down the East Coast. I make a stop in Maryland where my friends and family are. I make a stop in Georgia where my mom and my sisters are. I typically go to Charlotte, wherever I can go. I'm up Maryland, DC, Georgia. If I can slide over to Texas, I'm all up and down typically, renting cars, taking flights. That's not something that I'm willing to do in this particular season with everything that's going on. So that means that I'm going to fly to one location and stay with just that set of people. Not that I won't enjoy it, but if I can't go and do everything that I would desire to do, it's not something that I want to do because I just want to see all of my people, all of my loved ones. So being able to only see a small sample size, not good enough. The flights in general are just not cheap. So we know a lot of airlines have been losing millions, even billions of dollars due to the reduction in travel, due to lockdowns and border closing and all of that. So if you look at the ticket prices, they are not pretty. They're not pretty at all. So I haven't really had many people offer to help me with that flight, even though I get a flight allowance from my school. That flight isn't cheap, period. It's just not cheap, and it's not convenient. So I don't want to spend all of that money and not get to go wherever I needed or wanted to go to see the people that I love and enjoy spending time with. So we just saying no to that as well. It just doesn't look like my home country is taking this thing as serious as they should be. From an outsider looking in right now, and the things that have been taking place in the country where I reside, and how they have enforced and tried to, make things as comfortable, if you will, but as strict in a sense to try to get rid of this thing. I can't look over there and be just like, oh yeah, let me go over there, acting like it doesn't even exist. I'm not really hip or hyped on that. That's like, you're in your house and you're planning on going to somebody else's house who doesn't keep a clean house, and you're planning on going over there. That's like going to somebody's house and planning on eating food when you know they're not the cleanliest. I'm not really trying to do that right now. That's not where I'm at in my life. I'd rather just kind of stay in my home where I know what's up instead of going to somebody else's home where I don't really know what's going on. And I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat there. I don't know. No. So I'm gonna stay over here where I kind of know what's going on, because looking over there, it don't look like it should. Now, another reason is because there's so much uncertainty. Things can change at the drop of a dime, and I'm not really in the position to go and take that risk and then be, maybe shut out of the borders and things of that sort. I still need a job, y'all. I still need a job. So I'm pretty sure there's not many people who want to put me up in their house and pay me or pay for insurance. Like, if y'all balling like that, holler at me. I'll go home and I'll stay with you and expect a paycheck and some food and some insurance from you if you're willing to put me up. But I'm pretty much in a decent situation right now, to where I can only pray and hope that things will be decent by Christmas so I can see my friends and loved ones. But at this point in time, it's too high of a risk for me to go and potentially get shut out and also potentially not have a job, which is that's not where I'm trying to be right now. So I don't want this to be all doom and gloom. Like, I'm super happy for technology and the internet being able to allow me to interact with my friends and family. I know it's not the same, but there's things that I've had to take into consideration that has allowed me to make that decision to say, I'm just going to stay put, as hot as it is out here. But I'm just going to stay put, work on some different projects and things like that, do some self-reflection and all of that, and just try to stay occupied. But as sad as it may be, I'm at peace with my decision. I am super happy that my family is healthy and safe, and praying that God continues to be with them and you all. Thanks for watching. But those are some of the reasons why I'm just deciding to sit still and stay put, try to save some money so that I can visit at a later date and not only just see one set, but maybe all of you. So keep us all in your prayers, because the folks who are choosing not to go at home, it was not a simple or easy decision, and we're trying to support each other the best way that we can from afar. But understand that there are some different things that went into us making our decision, and ultimately I think it was, in part to trying to make sure that you all are safe and that we are safe, and we can continue to love and support you all from a distance. So you all be safe. Mask up, folks. I'm not a big fan of these things right here. Actually, they're like my arch nemesis. But if it is making me safer, if it is making you safer, go ahead and wear your mask. Or stay in your house. If you don't want to wear the mask, be in the house, but if you're going out, wear your mask to protect yourself and to protect others. I understand it's a huge inconvenience, but like I said, if you don't like it, stay indoors. But do the things that are necessary to protect our community so people like me can go home. Get those numbers down. We're asking you, please, get the numbers down so that we can come back and enjoy spending time with you. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.